So, we're doing more games... Oh, voice crack. We're doing more games with the Only Past Paradox Pokemon team. And if you saw last episode, you'd see that I had a crushing defeat. So hopefully I can win this one. I'm facing a Fluttermane, an Incineroar, a Calyrex Shadow, Serperior, Ninetales, and urshifu. On this team, I'd imagine it's Water urshifu, but I feel like I'm going to say that about every single urshifu I see. So, he's got his own weather, which makes me not really want to lead Koraidon. I want to have it as a switch-in. Screamtail I don't think is bad. I could just spam Thunder Waves. He can't Nasty Plot in front of it. I think actually I want to lead Flutter, because he's got his own Flutter, and then I can just imprison that. And then I'm thinking like Flutter Raging Bolt is decent. But I also kind of like Gouging Fire for just the threat of damage. Also, actually, Brute Bonnet plus Flutter is really good into his team. Because the stuff he has that's good into Brute Bonnet, Flutter is really good into. And then I can just start sporing stuff. So I think I'll do that, and then Koraidon, and then I think Screamtail. But that is me bringing my two supports. So maybe I should bring the Gouging Fire, but I'm bringing Screamtail because I don't have time to think about it. Looking at his team, I should have brought Gouging Fire, but I didn't. You know, maybe Screamtail's going to pull through, you know? Screamtail, he's a great guy. Talk of great guys, Armarouge. Armarouge is not a Pokemon. Armarouge is just a normal guy, you know? He just is, isn't he? So, we see the Ninetales and the Fluttermane from him against my Brute Bonnet and Fluttermane. So straight away, I think I just want to imprison and switch in Koraidon. This should stop him from going for any fairy moves. So my Koraidon is fairly safe, and it will stop an Aurora Veil. It'll make any blizzards less accurate. Like, what worst case is he... Well, no, he can't Moonblast after my imprison. So worst case is he goes for Blizzard and hits. And I was going to say freezes, but I'm saying Sun, so he can't freeze. Yeah, I think this is fairly safe. Like, it might come down to a Fluttermane speed ties, but I'm literally max speed. So I feel fine going for this. Like, it's at worst a 50-50. He goes into Incin, okay. And I'm going into Koraidon, so that's pretty good for me. But it does mean that he can get rid of my weather, which is not ideal, but I think it's fine in this matchup. And I've seen 3 of his mons, and you expect the last one to be Cali Shadow, so I don't have to worry about Serperior, and I don't have to worry about urshifu. Most likely. So my speed is raised. Show me special attack. Show me special attack. Nice. Nice. And let's hope he's spexed and wanted to lock into Gleam. Because Gleam seemed like the best thing if you're specs. He went for Moonblast. There we go. Sealed. So now I'm just going to... Do I Moonblast that slot, or do I just Gleam? I think I Moonblast this slot and I go for Collision Course. I don't see much wrong with this. Maybe I should have Terrored. Because if I Terror, then he could have Draining Kiss, which is something I didn't think about. But if I Terrored, then he can't Whisper me. But he's switching that anyway. Is this into Cali Shadow? It's into Ninetales. Okay. It's a bit scary to see that he's not switching out the Fluttermane. Because... what's he doing? What's he doing with his Fluttermane? I get a Moonblast off. Pretty nice. Just 50%. I outspeed him with my Koraidon. That's pretty nice. And that does okay damage. And he Thunder Waves. He's got Thunder Wave. He's got Thunder Wave. Okay. He's got Thunder Wave. So, I think here I am going to just Moonblast again. There's not really much reason not to. I think I switch, but I'm not sure what I switch into. Or I could just, like... I could just Terror and, like, Flare Blitz. Which I think is what actually I'm going to do. Because I want to keep my Koraidon in to be able to threaten him. He goes into Incin. I'm just going to get some free damage on that, which is nice. Maybe his only move was Thunder Wave, but maybe he should have gone for a Thunder Wave onto my Flutter. But again, actually, he's slow, so he would have just died to Moonblast most likely. Presuming if it's not a roll, which it very easily could have been a roll, but we'll see. So I go for the Terra Fire. Moonblast comes off. This will probably do, what, 30%? Oh, like 40, 45. He sets up Veil. And let's see if I follow Power or not. Really hoping I don't, but of course I hope I don't. I don't. Actually, maybe would have been okay if I did. But I am a bit scared of this Cali Shadow now. In fact, if he goes into Cali Shadow, I might just Icy Wind switch into, switch in Scream Tail. But then if he just Astral Barrages, that doesn't work if he Astral Barrages. So maybe I Icy Wind and I switch in Brute Bonnet? Maybe? But he goes into Flutter. He goes into Flutter. And I've still got Imprison, right? I've still got Imprison. So, I think I'm just going to Moonblast this. And I'm going to... Ooh! Who's faster at my Koraidon on this Incin? I think it's my Koraidon still. So I can Moonblast that and just Collision Course. And this, I think this is fairly safe, presuming I don't fully Para. This Moonblast isn't going to kill this time, but it can get a special attack drop. He probably can't do much. I think all he can do... I imagine he's probably like Moonblast Icy Wind to protect Thunder Wave. Which is weird on a slow, and I full Para! I full Para! I was going to say that's weird. Okay, he's messed up. He messed up. So, I'm off the hook slightly. I'm going to just Moonblast this and... Do I Moonblast it or should I Gleam? I think I'll Gleam in case he switches out the Incin. But he might switch out the Flutter. I'm more scared of him switching out the Incin. So I'm going to Gleam. I actually really think he is going to switch out the Incin. So do I make this read? I don't think I'm going to make the read. I don't think I'll make the read. Okay. It's Hex! It's Hex! That's cool! He's just going to spam Thunderwave and then Hex me! Oh, please? Okay, I get the Gleam off, so that's good. Get rid of this Fluttermane, which was not a threat until it revealed Hex. And then it was a threat. Please don't fully Para. He eats his Citrus Berry, I'm presuming it is. Yes. If I don't fully Para... No! Koraidon! What are you doing? Koraidon! You are useless! You're so bad, Koraidon. What is this? Why you do this to me, Koraidon? Why? Why would you do this to me? Okay. Yeah, so I'm going into Brute Bonnet because he probably has Calyrex Shadow, and this threatens it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Spore the Calyrex Shadow and switch in Scream Tail. I don't think he'll Astral Barrage me this turn. I could Sucker Punch him. But I think I just Spore and switch in the Scream Tail. Even the Astral Barrages, I think I would live with Scream Tail. Scream Tail is mad bulky. But we'll see. This would be a lot nicer if that Incin was gone, but he spammed Thunder Wave and the game was like, well, here's your reward for spamming Thunder Wave. Here's your speed control, full Paras. You know, that's all you do Thunder Wave for. Speed control? Nah. Full Paras, yeah. Gotta love me a full Para. He's Terroring. Terra Fairy? Please show me Terra Fairy. Go on, Terra Fairy it. It's Terra Fairy. It's Terra Dark. It's Terra Dark. And he Astral Barraged! Bright Powder came in clutch. Bright Powder I avoided. Let's go. Bright Powder is the best item in the game. Is this going to pick up the KO? It doesn't, because Brute Bonnet is the best. And I'm going to get Spore off, which is huge. But this is just kind of scary now. He's Lumberry. He's Lumberry. He was Lumberry. He's Lumberry? Who runs Lumberry? I think I'm just going to disable him. Hope he goes for the same again and then try and encore him. And I have to switch in my Koraidon because otherwise I don't have speed in with my Scream Tail. This could go wrong, but I'm hoping he... I mean, I wonder what his like other attacking move is. Presuming he has Nasty Plot, which he might not. But he's Lumberry. Who knows what he's running? He's Lumberry. Okay, get the disable off. That's good. Go for Astral Barrage, please. Just go for it. Just you know, Astral Barrage. There we go, Astral Barrage. And he knocks off my Scream Tail. Knocks off my Bright Powder. No! I liked my Bright Powder. And now I kind of want to encore him. I'm pretty sure it will let me encore him. Like, encore him and try and KO this Incin that should have been gone a long time ago. I'm not 100% sure it will let me. It does. Okay. So now he's locked into Astral Barrage, but he also can't use Astral Barrage, so he's going to have to struggle at least one turn, I think. And I get the Collision Course, thank God. I think I Thunder Wave him. I Thunder Wave and I'll Collision Course. I think Thunder Wave's better just because it will give me more chances to get an attack off. So, Collision Course and Thunder Wave. Like, Gleam would be doing okay damage, but I think this just puts the odds way more in my favour, and that's what you want. But maybe I should have Gleamed. Maybe that was the play. That was a turn you don't want them to full para. Because, okay, I get the Collision Course anyway, so I win. But they would have struggled and done damage to themselves, but instead they full parried. But I win that somehow against that Lumberry Cali Shadow. That was wild. If I didn't avoid that Astral Barrage, that could have been game. I mean, it wouldn't have KO'd my Scream Tail anyway, but that was clutch. But Bright Powder does Bright Powder things. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's free, and you could always unsubscribe later. So, yeah.